On this episode of Bare Ass Gardenia, I'm gonna be making a Nilla Banana Lasagna. Crisp Nilla wafers, crunchier than your mother's makeup. Creamy, rich, decadent pudding. And fresh bananas, straight out of Michael. All that and more on this episode of Bare Ass Gardenia. My name is Oona Gardenia, and this is my cooking show, Bare Ass Gardenia. Starring me, Oona Gardenia, and created by me, Oona Gardenia, and my husband who's out in the garden picking herbs. Welcome to this fresh, juicy new episode of Bare Ass Gardenia. So let's get the elephant out of the room, shall we? Michael gave me a haircut. Yes, it's true. He just did a little quarantine trim around the edge, used a nice large size salad bowl that he usually tosses my salads in. He just put it on my head and said, Oona, it's time to toss. And he just started chopping away. And he kind of fringed my bangs. Those garden shears worked quite well. He actually gave me some herb extensions in the back. I don't know if you can see them, but there is a little sprig of dill back there. Anywho, it's time to get cooking. Yes, I am making a banana Nilla pudding lasagna. Quite the name, right? Everyone usually just makes Nilla banana pudding, but I'm taking it to the next level and making it a bit Italian. Because as you all know, I'm a big fan of Nutella, and I just wanted to make something a bit more fancy. So that's what we're doing today. I'm gonna be using a whole big jug of milk. Michael actually milked me for 48 hours just to get this amount. I've already filled back up, thankfully, quite supple again, but Michael's arms are so tired. And yes, it is full fat milk. I felt like losing a few pounds today, so I did. I'm also gonna be using a whole lot of pudding. We have banana cream pudding and chocolate pudding. I know this is a lot, but our pudding tree is actually in season right now, and we didn't want to waste a drop from the garden. We also have some fresh bananas, of course, and a whole lot of Nilla Wafer cookies. Not sponsored. The term Nila actually comes from the word vanilla, which actually comes from the Latin roots. Okay, so let's get started, shall we? First things first, we have to chop our bananas. So I don't know why, but our banana tree just decides to grow stickers on the bananas. I think it's just some kind of plant mutation that happens, but I just peel them right off. I'm just gonna take one of these fresh phallic fruits right off the vine. You know, sometimes me and Michael like to play this little game called Slap-a-Hoe. You just slap each other across the face with a banana, like, oh, Michael, with full consent. Oh, poo, pow. I'm just gonna start peeling. Peel it back. You know, use your imagination. Just, you know, pretend you're peeling back a foreskin. And now I'm just going to slice them into thin little banana slices. Now, if Michael saw this, he would say, Oona, that looks painful. And I would tell him, Michael, this doesn't even resemble you. You're much more of a Slim Jim shape. So calm down, you know. Oh, a little bit for the chef. You know, it's not cooking if you're not snacking. And it's not snacking if you're not cooking. I thought that would make sense, but I don't think it did. I'm just gonna continue chopping these big fat bananas. And while I'm doing that, you can all enjoy my hit single, Michael's in the Garden Picking Herbs. It's #1 on the Billboard charts. And the Grammys actually asked me if I would like to rename the Grammys the Oonas. I said, yes. Yeah. Michael's always in the garden, picking my herbs. He treats me like a queen, cause that's what I deserve. He picks me things like cayenne pepper, cumin, and thyme. Oregano, paprika, we've got all the kinds. I think that is enough. Okay, so now it's time to take a nice baking dish. Make sure that it is nice, solid, firm. It needs to be able to carry your lasagna and your dignity. I'm looking at you, Karen. You gotta put that somewhere because you don't have it right now. By the way, this is a no-bake recipe, so there's no heat involved, no steam involved, sadly. We do love our steam. I'm just gonna open up these Nila cookies, and I'm just going to start to place them on the bottom of the casserole dish, just until I have a nice flat layer. Michael sees me watching him
from the window. The sweat is dripping from his head to his manhole. Michael says, Oona, come and get in the dirt.
Okay, that is perfect. It's quite satisfying to look at, isn't it? So now I'm just gonna push this aside and we're gonna make our first layer of pudding. Now, I'm gonna start with a chocolate layer. This is instant pudding. We do have a cookable pudding tree, but our instant pudding, like I said, in season. Gotta use it. Even if it makes the recipe look a bit simple, just know I'm not simple. I'm quite the extravagant, intricate being. I'm just gonna pour this chocolate pudding mix right into the bowl. Now, the mix does call for 2 cups of milk, but I want my pudding to be a little more thick, like me. Thick, fabulous, stunning, gorgeous, vivacious, just totally everything I want it to be. So I'm gonna add a bit less milk, even though we do like some extra fluids. Not today. Today we're being a little less whorish. So I'm just gonna pour this milk straight into the bowl, and I'm just gonna get whisking. I'm gonna make sure this is completely incorporated.
Now you may be wondering, where on earth is Michael? Michael, he's in the garden picking my herbs. He's in the garden picking my...
Now, this is the secret to a very smooth, even lasagna. Before the pudding thickens, I'm just going to pour it all over my cookies so that the liquid really just sets in there and also makes an even layer. Oh, that is a little messy. That is, I'm gonna be honest. That looks fabulous. I'm gonna pop it into the fridge for about 5 minutes so it has time to harden. That's actually the same amount of time I give Michael to harden, so quite generous of me. Oh look, I just realized, it doesn't have to go into the refrigerator. It's already pretty firm. Must have taken one look at me and just hardened right up. So now I'm just gonna take my bananas and I'm just going to make a nice even layer.
Michael's in the garden picking all of my fresh herbs. He's in the backyard picking my weeds. He's in the backyard picking my weeds. Michael's in the backyard picking all of my dry weeds. Wow, this is great. Love this for me.
Perfect, fabulous, that looks great. Now I'm just gonna take another bowl and start making my banana cream pudding. You know, I have been mentioning Karen quite a lot. She's just been on my heart recently. She is still in prison for, you know, headbutting a manager because he wouldn't give her the correct toilet paper that she wanted. But I heard in the book club that while she was in prison, she actually asked to speak to the manager of the cell. And they said, Karen, there is no manager of the cell. And she threatened to call the Better Business Bureau on them. Oh, Karen, she just will never learn. So now she's on all of the guards' bad signs and it is just quite the mess. Poor Karen. Stinky Karen. Now I'm just adding my milk just like before. I'm just gonna get this all mixed up completely, just like last time.
Michael rubs his sunscreen on to his thighs. His wrinkles are a gift from God.
So that looks fabulous. While it's still liquidy, I'm just gonna pour it right on top of all of the bananas. Oh yes, just like so. That looks great. Perfect. And now we wait. Again, a couple more minutes. You know, Michael always tells me, Oona, good things come to those who wait. And I told him, well, guess what, Michael? I can't wait any longer for you to pick the gardenias. So go do it now. This looks perfect. It's quite jellified. So now it's time to add another layer of Nila cookies. Oh no. That's not even. That is not perfect. Oh. You know, I'm not Paula Deen. I'm not used to being a mess. My son, who is going to Harvard, Yale, Princeton, Antarctica, all of them. He told me, Mama Oona, no one is perfect. You can't be perfect all the time. And I told him, you know, I'm kind of disappointed that you did not go farther in life, but I accept you. And you're right, you know, fabulous. Okay, we have our layer right there. And now I'm just gonna make 2 more packages of chocolate pudding. You know, the other night, I caught Michael eating a whole lot of chocolate pudding. And listen, Michael can get a little kinky. So at first I thought they were feces. I said, Michael, why are you eating feces again? That was a one-time thing. And he said, Oona, It's just chocolate pudding, and I breathed a sigh of relief, you know. Last time the smell would just not come out of my hair. It was a mess.
Now you may be wondering, where on earth is Michael? Michael, he's in the front yard trimming my bush.
Perfect, so now I'm just gonna pour this final pudding layer all over the top of my cookies. Just like so. Oh yes, that is perfect. Wow, so smooth. Fabulous, it already firmed up completely. Look at this. No jiggle even, it's just hard. I think it's pulsating. So now for the finishing touch, I'm just gonna add one more layer of Nila cookies.
He's in the greenhouse watering plants. He's in the greenhouse watering plants. Michael's in the greenhouse dripping on all of my oregano, thyme, turmeric, parsley, fennel, cumin, dill, rosemary, oregano, thyme, turmeric, parsley.
Now this is perfection. This is the legacy I want to leave behind. A perfect Nilla banana pudding lasagna. I'm just gonna set this aside for about 10 minutes, let the cookies kind of soak up that liquid, and then we're gonna take a little bite, ladies. Okay, so it's time for me to cut myself a slice. Here we go, ladies. Oh yes. You know, the cookies could always be a little more cakey. They're a bit crunchy still, so I'm just gonna leave the rest of the lasagna in the fridge overnight so it really gets soft and supple, you know? But right now, I'm just gonna taste it. Oh my goodness, come here, come here. That is, there goes my camera. I think I may have broken my toe, but that's okay. Michael can pop it back into place. You know, this sliced so nicely. It really kept its shape, like I did after giving birth to 10 children vaginally. Here we go, ladies, let's take a bite. I have some banana, a cookie, both kinds of pudding. Quite the variety in one mouth. Oh! Oh! Poop out pudding! Oh! This is decadent. This is flavorful. This is it. This is it. Oh wow. Can't wait to serve it to the ladies at my book club tomorrow. And don't worry, we're all wearing hazmat suits. Quite the fashion statement. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of Bare Ass Gardenia. Remember, you can get my song, Michael's in the Garden Picking Herbs, if you are a platinum member or diamond member, or even an infinity member. Go check it out. Link is below. Stay hip, ladies. Michael, rub my ass.